match in which you can go from zero to hero or from hero to zero in a small time. These numerous fans of all generations and time immemorial will come here. 30 minutes from now, one part of Bengal will be celebrating, the other part deep in gloom. Will it be the red and yellow of East Bengal? Will it be the real Power Club, the fans of East Bengal be celebrating? Or will it be the Mariners of Mohun Bagan?
Can you recall that famous dialogue from that film Gunde? जिस बंगाली को फुटबॉल पसंद नहीं आता उसी पे भरोसा मत करो. That's the fact. If you are a Bong, then either you must be a Mohun Bagan supporter or else you will be an East Bengal fan. Actually, all of us know that Calcutta Derby is one of the most prestigious derby in the world. So it's not matter of those 90 minutes. A match which has meaning beyond football. It's a battle for honor. So being a Bong, it is quite natural that Calcutta Derby is a part of my blood. So for this upcoming derby, joy Mohun Bagan.
Kolkata Derby is one of the oldest and fierce derby in the world. It's almost been 100 years. Still the fierceness is intact. The passion, emotions are passed through generations after generations, as you can see it. For us, this is not just a match. This is a matter of pride. This is a matter of life and death. It's Ilish versus Chingri. It's Khoti versus Bengal. It's engrossed in our culture, part of our culture. It's about the struggle of our forefathers who came as immigrants here and had nothing. This derby was their answer. We still have that determination. We Bengal will always be ahead of our bitter rivals in this matter. Joy East Bengal.
Yeah, I think derby, special game, special. I think another league. You know, this is another trophy in this game. Especially we last game lose against them. I think we have very important for us this game, for special for derby game and special for league.
The conquest of India begins from Calcutta and from Bengal.
Football provided a different space, a cultural space to hit back at the British, and that provided immense political satisfaction, immense emotional satisfaction to the Bengalis.
And everybody agrees that the real major turning point in the history of football comes in the year 1911.
Mohun Bagan, with 10 of the 11 players playing bare feet, beats this British team.
Mohun Bagan actually got tied with this whole spirit of anti-colonial nationalism.
Each player was no more a football player. Each player was like a freedom fighter. They were fighting for the country.
We've beaten them in football. Now we'll get these people out of the country. People came up to them and said, when is that flag, looking at Fort William, which was the bastion of British imperialistic power at that point in time, when is that flag coming down? The event of partition in 1947, the becoming of India and Pakistan as two states, that the refugee influx into Bengal began.
So Hindus start to move back. And there are a large number of Hindus in East Pakistan. And where do they move? They move to Calcutta.
These people who were elites in their part of the world have no houses overnight, have no money. Suddenly they come into a land which is alien to them. What do? They adopt sport.
Kolkata Derby is part of Bengali blood. It's because, first of all, Kolkata Derby is played between Bangals and Gotis. Bengalis are born football addicted. They literally eat football, live football and sleep football. Especially for Bangals, Kolkata Derby is something special. After the partition, when we Bengal came to this part of boundary, we faced a lot of fraud and depreciation. We were in search of a platform for a befitting reply. East Bengal Club gave us the platform in the way of Derby. Though established 31 years after the Ghoti club, Mohun Bagan, East Bengal Club is way ahead in terms of statistics of winning Kolkata Derby. Actually, this derby resembles our own real life story. We try to give a befitting reply by winning this derby. Yes, Kolkata Derby is indeed all our Bengal's blood. Thank you. Joy East Bengal.
So the tension between those who belonged here as such and those who came from the other side of the border got expressed in the soccer fields and also carried back to the localities.
I've never been to Bangladesh, but supporting East Bengal is something reminds me of my native country and all that.
East Bengal Club automatically becomes a kind of focus point, a rallying cry. Oh, this is part of the homeland we left behind.
Socially and politically, this rivalry becomes a symbol of the supporters' struggle in life.
Three cheers for East Bengal.
Whoever doesn't know what is Kolkata, they'll just have to see an East Bengal Mohun Bagan match. They'll know what is Kolkata.
The Calcutta Derby is different. No other football match garners as much media attention and hype as this particular fixture does. The excitement is almost palpable. Like, you can feel it in the streets, you can feel it in the tea shops and wherever you go. For us, we've been around in the city for like so many years. We've watched so many derbies, but nothing's really changed for us. And I mean, every time there's a derby around the corner, we are, upbeat. We're always looking for the news. We're looking to see who's saying what. And it's not just us, it's a well-known derby around the world. I mean, I know fans who've come in from Germany for this particular derby, and they were here last year as well. And it's a pity that the government and the police don't promote it in the way they should do it. The Calcutta is, after all, a very artistic city, and you can imagine the kind of choreos if we have. If we let these fans have some artistic liberty, and the kind of choreos you would have in the stands, it would be amazing. Put us on the same level as the Casablanca Derby, or like the Milan Derby or the Rome Derby. So yeah, so hopefully in the future, let's keep our fingers crossed.
মোহন বাগান ইস্ট বেঙ্গল কলকাতা ডার্বি, এটা কেন আমাদের রক্তে মিশে গেছে সেটা এক্সপ্লেন করার মতো শব্দ আমার কাছে নেই। এটা বংশ পরম্পরায় একদম প্রজন্ম থেকে প্রজন্মে সঞ্চারিত হয় এই আবেগ, এই উত্তেজনা। আজন্ম মোহনবাগানই, রক্তটাই হয়তো সবুজ বেলুন হয়ে গেছে। গত 3 তারিখ গেছিলাম কলকাতা ডার্বি দেখতে, হাই লিগের প্রথম লেগে জিতেছি, এবং 20 তারিখ সন্ধ্যের ফ্লাইটে আবার কলকাতা যাচ্ছি, 21 তারিখ আবার জিতবো। অল দ্য ভেরি বেস্ট ফর মেরিনার্স। জয় মোহনবাগান।
It is more than just a football game. It is the battle for social supremacy. The difference in cultures and traditions add up to the rivalry. Ghotis, that is the Mohun Bagan fans, and Bangals, that is the East Bengal fans, may look same to a non-Bengali, but the difference in culture, the fooding habits, the dressing styles and the behavior are largely different. The Ghoti-Bengal rivalry was the sole reason for the formation of East Bengal in 1920. Even marriages do not take place sometimes in conservative families due to difference in support for the teams. The Derby is the biggest festival in Bengal. No team can replace such fandom in Bengal. Never ever.
The blood of every individual who follows the football of Maidan or the football of Kolkata. I think the city gets divided, the state gets divided into the two sections: the refugee versus the natives, the green and maroon versus the red and golds, the Hilsa versus the prawns.
Growing up in Siliguri, away from Kolkata, I have always not felt the flavor of the derby, as it is said. Like we have always not been in touch, but whenever I have been in touch, whenever my parents have brought me to Kolkata, we have watched the derby at times. When I have come from work and everything, I have watched the derby at times, and it's been a part of my life since my mom is an East Bengal supporter by heart and my dad is a Mohun Bagan supporter, so I could not go that way. And it's my mom from whom I draw inspiration of supporting East Bengal. And the fact that I love the color, I love the players, I love the club. I have an It's a relationship with the club that we have now. It's not just love. It's our everything, and I hope it stays that way, and I hope we live long enough to prosper, and I live long enough to see my favorite club win lots and lots of accolades and go to the level that we want it to. Joy is Bengal.
Yeah, my first derby was the Federation Cup semi-final in 1997, which was won by East Bengal 4-1 against Dhaka rivals Mohun Bagan. So I don't remember much about the game when I saw it live, as I was very young, so young to see most of the people turning into mad and the stadium turning into an asylum. And then I realized when I grew up, when I see the videos of the match in YouTube, as Baichung scored a brilliant hat-trick in that match. So that when I was like 4 years old and my father took me to the match, that was passion, and that was when I see the people enjoying so much, that was really passion. That is what means like the derby is a part of my blood. As as I realized my father took me to the match, and in the same way when my grandpa took him to a similar derby, Kolkata Derby match when he was young. So it's definitely what passion is, and it will flow for generations after generations. It is madness. It is pure madness in this game, and yes, obviously our rivals will just. Everyone has this mentality of we'll just crush them, we'll just make sure they don't win, they just lose, and they just lose in every game. The derby is obviously a part of my blood from my birth, as it is going on and it will go on for long.
Honestly, if you ask me the questions, I do not have any concrete answer. Whatever I can remember, whenever I was a toddler, I used to sit in my father's lap and watch the matches of Mohun Bagan, or at least listening to the broadcasting in Akashvani. And after that, wherever I am in, which part of the world I am, which time zone I am, the day Mohun Bagan will be playing, I have to watch the matches. I have to shout when Mohun Bagan will be scoring the goal. Mohun Bagan is in my heart, it's in my mind, it's in my vein. And the rest of my life I will be living, I want to live with Mohun Bagan. That's why I will be watching the Kolkata Derby and will be seeing Mohun Bagan is scoring the goal. I love Mohun Bagan. Thank you.
Give